Welcome back, Hordlians, to more Tesla Effect. See what we got going on around here.
I'm sure these MRI pictures are showing me something. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. If I found a flash drive, I could connect it to the video screen. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Unfortunately, it's not the Tunnel of Love. If I found a flash drive, I could connect it to the video. Looks like Carlos Maldonado was trying to get a hold of Mason about someone named Margaret Leonard. Maldonado was tracking down a woman named Margaret Leonard for Bowers.
Interesting.
You'd need a PhD to understand any of these books. Well, I wonder what's on this little device. This memory stick probably works on the computer in Bowers' MRI room. That accomplished, if I found a flash drive, I could connect it.
Long-lasting memories are created through a process of consolidation, which is based on the formations of protein in the brain. Thus, memories, particularly painful ones, are formed by these unstable proteins, making them easily identifiable and removed with a combination of drugs and behavior therapy, ensuring memory elimination. Of course, there are those who do not believe that the benefits of memory modification outweigh the risks. They warn that eliminating memories, one could significantly alter a person's personality, their history.
So, a fancy device that wipes your memories, Useful technology. I see applications for anyone who ever went out with you or read the Twilight series.
Come on. Little mercy here for the victim, all right? Why would Bowers want to erase my memory? Yoink!
Yoink.
Well, it's a microscope, and you'd need one of these. Something very tiny is written at the bottom of this petri dish.
Well, let's use the microscope. 670. Who would have thunk it?
That's interesting. Something tells me the doctor got a lot of toothaches. Anatomy books. Used only for medical research purposes, I'm sure. If the owner's ventriloquist dummy's in here, I'm going to be very upset.
I think there's one more baseball card somewhere. Looking for a 9th baseball card.
Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Some crates, bases, well, they're all the rage these days. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. Reminds me of the time I tried. Well, this a collector's edition of Matt Q-Base Tyler baseball card. I wouldn't dare thieve that. Now that's my kind of book. Barrels make any interior. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. Nothing I can use. Well, there's Waldo.
Where is that son's a bitch? Okay, thought I found this one in the other video, but behind the lamp, maybe it didn't save after that. Anyways, that's all 9 of the baseball cards that we need. Oh yeah.
Pawn Weekly may be even sadder than that Cat Weekly magazine.
So basically with that puzzle, what you have to do is you got to place all 9 cards in the indentation so that the numbers total up from bottom left diagonal, right diagonal, and equals 17. So it's a numbers game.
Lots of cash.
In case you're wondering what I was
Usually
doing.
a sign of illegal. The drawer inside this safe needs 2 additional cards. Whatever's in here must be so important that Mason Bowers keeps both the cards with him at all times. Looks like Bowers was interested in some Nikola Tesla artifacts from Rook's pawn shop.
Notice these 2 red card indentations. We'll be back later to deal with that. For now, we're going to head back to Chandler Avenue.
I better drop by the barbecue joint and see how that dweeb Mojo's doing.
Maybe he's decrypted that memory stick.
Yeah, about time, too. I need a new lead on this case.
Let's go see Mojo.
So, your memory stick's all ready to go. Now, what do you give me for it?
A dick slap in the face.
What are you talking about? I thought we were partners in anti-crime.
You think I'm going to solve your case for free just because you're my idol? No, the great Tex Murphy wouldn't lift a finger without compensation. Neither will I.
Look, Sonny, extortion is a very serious business.
Do you have an action figure? I want something money can't buy.
You know, you can buy action figures. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
No, I want an action figure of you.
Come on, Chief. Nobody likes to suck up.
You know how your cases always have 100 loose ends, and you need that one missing piece to tie it all together?
Yeah, so?
This could be that one missing piece. Mr. Murphy, you need this.
Fine. Name your price.
Do you remember that sicko who was going around with a liquid nitrogen freeze gun, shooting people and then smashing them? The press called him the Nitro Stalker. You got involved, and the cops finally found him a few weeks later, smashed into 1,000,000 pieces.
Sounds like he was pretty broken up.
Everybody knows you were behind that bit of freeze-dried justice. The freeze gun was never found, and I'm betting you took it. I'll trade you the memory stick straight up for it.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that you have no idea where this freeze gun is. Yeah, I thought so.
Don't know.
All right, let's go ask around about this fucking freeze gun.
I think everybody's pretty happy that you're back to your old self. Except Rook. That ornery old cuss. No pleasing him, I guess. How are things going for you? You got me there, wife.
Useless fucking mutant.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions? Can't help you with that.
Awesome.
We need to talk.
Oh, do we have to, really?
Yeah, trust me, you may be involved in what happened to me.
Oh, the very thought makes me giddy.
I knew you'd be pleased to hear that. But it's all tied to items of Nikola Tesla and a man named Mason Bowers.
Well, it's true. It's true I've had some very rare Tesla items in my possession from time to time, but I have never heard of this Mason Bowers.
You know Carlos Maldonado?
Well, of course I know that wretched swine.
Tell me how he ties into Tesla.
Well, Maldonado tried to bribe and threaten me to reveal my source of my Tesla items, but I didn't give it to him, and I won't give it to you. Do you think Maldonado was the one watching you?
I think so.
Oh, my, that could be troublesome. I need to make some inquiries. Is there anything else? Well, the freeze gun? The one you pawned that supposedly belonged to the Nitro Stalker? I believe it was purchased by one of those vigilante Morlock hunters.
Morlock Hunter. Defect.
O Lord, we beseech thee, give us strength,
Courage.
protection. Hail, fellow countrymen. We are ready to begin our quest.
Hunting the dreadful night beast. Make haste.
Sorry, Tex, we gotta run.
Farewell, Sir Larry, Curly, and Moe. I'll be sure to tell Snow White you're gonna be late for breakfast.
Ooh, now this place is cool. A nerdy 7th grader's paradise.
Yeah, every weapon you'd ever need to be a level 85 World of Warlord chieftain. Looks like it's a key to a padlock.
We'll take that.
I used to love the game of Twisty until I realized its true sinister purpose.
To make you touch penises.
Back in the Hays Code days, couples had to sleep in. Mace is still a common tool for women's self-defense. Whoa, I feel like I just missed the fellowship before they headed off to Mordor. Fool me once, rubber spaghetti, shame on. Back in the Hays Code I used to love the game. Back in the Hays Code days, couples had to sleep in 2 separate sleeping bags. I wonder what this key opens. It's a padlock key. It's a padlock key for a refrigerator, for extreme dieters only. Yep, that's not diet.
Two keys. Let's see if one fits here.
Padlocking the fridge is for extreme dieters only.
Whoa! It's the holy fucking grail!
My God. You know what that is? It's the cup of the carpenter. It's from the Holy Land Toys collection by Robco. Batteries not included, a $10 value.
Alrighty then.
This needs a key.
Your mama needs a key.
I see they put Rusty's zip line back in place. How convenient.
Looks like we got us a poochy pooch.
I see they put Rusty's zip line back in place. How convenient. Well, that was stupid.
Stupid bitch. Climb down. Hello.
No way! A freeze gun? This is definitely your coolest case ever.
No pun intended.
With freeze guns, the puns are always intended. Are you familiar with the work of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Please, have mercy.
I'm afraid my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
I'm gonna find a way to turn you off, I swear.
You're not sending me to the cooler. Cool party? Fine, I'm done.
Thank God.
Allow me to break the ice. My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it is the chilling sound of your doom.
Let's just get back to Mojo.
Little Batman. Mr. Freeze quotations.
You got it, didn't you? The Nitro Stalker freeze gun. So cool. My internet group is gonna be so jealous.
Listen, kid. We kind of keep this on the down low. If the cops find out I gave this to you, I'm probably gonna lose my license.
You can count on me. And I've already forgotten what was on that memory stick. Lips are zipped.
Good enough. And, by the way, that doesn't work.
Haha, Willow.
We may only get one chance, Carlos, so I wanted to go over the plan one more time. If Margaret shows up at the Ritz, call me immediately. If I'm delayed, detain her. We have to assume she won't give up the egg voluntarily, but I want to talk to her first. You know why I've given you the cryo chamber, but that has to be the very last resort. And if anything happens to me, I'll need you to contact a friend of mine. Keep it safe until I retrieve it.
Well, it sounds like Mason and Margaret had a major disagreement. I need to locate both of them and get to the bottom of this. I decide to head back to my office to sort things out.
Hey, cowboy. Any memories coming back yet?
Not so far, but something tells me I might be missing out on some really good ones.
That's solid detective work.
So... were we dating?
Dating? Oh, that's so cute. I guess you can call it that. But we were also working together in a more professional capacity.
Well, now my detective skills are picking up a little sarcasm.
Seriously, cowboy, you're good. I've learned a lot working with you the past couple weeks.
Let me get this straight. You and I were working on a case together? Do you mind telling me about that?
Not at all. You wanted a list of tenants here at the Ritz as far back as I could go.
Why would I do that?
It was your dreams. They were vivid before, but they were getting out of control. It's almost like they were changing you into someone else. You talked about seeing things from the past, but you wouldn't give me details. You were incredibly stressed. It was like you actually believed this apartment was haunted. You even started looking into psychometry.
Psycho what?
Psychometry. It's the belief that an object can contain a person's energy or memories.
So, not only am I an amnesiac, but I'm a paranormal idiot. Great.
Sounds crazy, I know. But then we found out about Donnelly.
Who?
J.T. Donnelly. It was the most bizarre thing. I'd heard you mention the name in your sleep. But then, his name turned up when I checked out the previous tenants.
So who is this guy?
He's a private investigator, a real old school brute. He worked for some powerful, influential people, but then he disappeared around 1943. His last known address was here.
San Francisco.
No, here, at the Ritz in this exact apartment.
Okay, that's a little bizarre.
It gets bizarrier. You called me one night, raving like a lunatic, saying the walls were talking. I rushed over and found holes smashed in the wall, and you curled up on the floor in a ball.
Well, I'm glad to hear I haven't changed that much.
You wouldn't tell me what had happened. But after that, you wouldn't sleep here. That's when you got your new place and started to sleep there.
Hold on. I have another place?
Yes, you do. And it's even nicer than here.
This is all crazy. I think I'm gonna sleep here tonight just to see whether it affects me in the same way.
Do you want some?
Yes.
Listen, Taylor, I'm beginning to see what the other me saw in you. But in my head, it's still 2043. I've got to tell you, there was somebody else.
Chelsea, I know. I know how much she meant to you, Tex. Losing her was traumatic as hell for you. But she's gone. And there's nothing you can say or do or don't do that's gonna bring her back. Do you feel that?
I sure do.
Yes, sirree!
Alive. And that's my heart. It's yours if you want it. And a Comes with all the other bits.
Get it!
Well, I think it's time for the big sleepover. I'll make popcorn.
And I'll pitch the tent.
Six hours later, the rain was finally letting up. Somebody once said, you can't change the past, only the course you're on. And that's what I intend to do. It's time for me to take my ship in a new direction. Being with Taylor last night felt comfortable. She accepted me as I am. Maybe I had to accept myself in the same way. Still, I know I'm in the middle of something sinister, and I've got to deal with it. I've got to find a way to get my recent memory back. Then I can go forward and start a new day. As Taylor was leaving, she slips me a key to a place called the Resort, and said it might provide some insights about myself over the last few years. She wasn't kidding. Maybe I should go get checked out at a medical clinic for reasons other than my head injury. Some lady gave me her phone number? I'm not used to that. Some lady.
So we have the Roman numerals for 16 times 9, which is 144, which opens the door.
Where did I get this kind of money? Did I really turn into a gun-for-hire mercenary that everybody's afraid of?
There's something about this setup that just feels wrong. Like advanced mind manipulation. This place is littered with items to make you think you're someone you're not. We already know they injected you with a trance inducer. They're pulling the strings to deceive you into doing something for them.
Money in an offshore account? I trust I earned this legitimately, I hope.
Ooh, I like nurses. I like nurses and hot dogs even more. Head back to Chandler Avenue.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Got me a fax.
You have a fax.
Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 cards to midnight shop and see if he knows anything. Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 cards to midnight shop and see if he knows anything.
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph?
Mouth? Mouth?
I know you was having bad dreams way back when. But I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsea happened.
Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving, source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist. Or he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA on my last case. Last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town.
$50 Shades of Grey. Oh no! Not that fucking book!
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Last I saw you, you were on some tropical island hiding out from the NSA.
Okay, like I told you before, I wasn't hiding. I was relaxed. So, and of course, you don't even remember talking to me, do you? Let me see where you got hit. Yowza!
You really back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then. A few months ago, I moved back here from the islands and I opened up this place. And I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
I've also turned into a heartless jerk.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes and putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
So, did I happen to tell you anything about the case I'm working on?
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
Yeah, because
sorry, Archie.
You're not homoerotic.
That's what you do. If you're going to be in this with me, you're going to have to be in all the way.
You had me going there, Murph.
Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard? She's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, you know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Nikola. The cough drop?
Nikola Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Right. Well, Tesla died in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cash just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets
Margaret Leonard.
Bingo! They fall in love, they get married. I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. And after that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago? I mean, no one's found the Tesla cash since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos!
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, a death ray, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cash. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
All right, folks, that wraps it up for this episode. Stay tuned for more Tesla Effect.